Okay, so here we go. Welcome, 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 welcome. I am actually going to go to the dashboard. I think I wasn't live and I thought I was live. So we are going to go to the live control room now. And I'm going to start this. Let's go to the live dashboard and see how I can do this here and just manage the live dashboard. I'm not sure how to do this. I know I figured it out last time, so we will get there. I promise. We will actually get there. Live control room. Here we go. Yay. Okay, I'm getting it now. My gosh, hello from Alaska. That is totally amazing. Okay, guys, can you see me well? Just please say if you can see me well here. And we will go ahead and start. Bonsoir from Quebec. Oh, hello. Lux Wellness Center as well. So I had this idea to start this live cast with, do I get my fairy tale ending? Hello from England. Wow. Do I get my fairy tale ending? And one of you actually wrote a comment on one of my videos about, do I actually get my fairy tale ending? And like, once twin flames come together in reunion, is it actually like living your fairy tale? And thank you for telling me, thank you for telling me that you can actually see me. I love that. Do I get my fairy tale ending? So that made me laugh a lot. It made me laugh, not in a mocking way. It just made me laugh because if ever you guys have actually seen fairy tales, like, you know, you think of like Aladdin and you think about Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty, there's always a lot of tragedy leading up to those endings, to those stories. But in the end, you see the beginning, but you never see what happens afterward, right? It's always like assumed that they live happily ever after, right? So here's the thing, you guys. I have been meditating, and I'm gonna equate it to a couple of things so you guys can understand. So I'm gonna equate it to, I've been a meditator since 2007. So meditating, like heavily, yoga teacher, heavily into all the spiritual stuff. And I will tell you now that when you reach certain levels of meditation, when you reach certain levels of enlightenment, and this is actually a Buddhist saying, it's like before you reach enlightenment, it's like wipe dishes and carry water. And after enlightenment, wipe dishes and carry water. So it's not because you reach an enlightened state that your whole life is going to change. It's that your perspective changes, your trajectory changes, the way you look at things change. You live more in present moment awareness. And so you live at higher states of consciousness. So since you're living at higher states of consciousness, then of course your perspective is going to change. And so you're not caught up in the drama of life. That doesn't mean drama doesn't happen to you. Hello from Australia. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. So it doesn't mean that you're not going to have drama in your life. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have hardship in your life. It doesn't mean that you and your twin flame are not going to fight from time to time. That doesn't mean that. What it does mean, though, is that your perspective is totally different. So I love cars. I don't know if any of you know that. I absolutely love cars. That wouldn't reflect with the car I actually have today, because the car I have today is really not a car I wanted. It was just a utility car that I actually needed when I moved to California. But I love cars. I grew up in the Motor City in Detroit. Absolutely love cars. Red Ferraris, Maseratis, that would be my ideal car. So I love cars. So in some of my books, I always talk about like these car analogies, which is really funny. Because I'm a chick, and like chicks typically don't love cars to that extent. I just do. So let's just say that you've had a Chevrolet. I don't know. For me, Chevrolet it represents a bad car. Maybe it's not, but for me it does. So let's just say you have a Chevrolet and all of a sudden you upgrade to a Maserati, right? So the Maserati is going to have all these bells and whistles, and it's going to be a prettier car, and it's going to drive smoother and better, and it's just going to look nice. It's going to make you feel good on the inside, feel good on the outside, but you're still going to have to get an oil change, right? You're still going to have problems with the engine sometimes, and you still might get a flat tire. So when you're together with your twin flame, it doesn't mean that like you're not going to live real life and have real issues and have real problems. It doesn't mean that they're not going to annoy you by throwing their socks in the corner of the bathroom, or that they're not going to snore at night, right? It doesn't mean any of that. What it does mean, however, is that the relationship is going to be at a totally, totally different level. So your relationship is going to be like, the perspective is just going to be so heightened. The perspective, the communication, the nonverbal communication, the telepathy, the dynamics between you two, your life purpose together, like everything is going to be totally, totally different in that perspective. But it doesn't mean that it's going to be a fairy tale ending in the sense of, like, we're gonna just live in a castle and live happily ever after, and nothing is ever gonna go wrong. That's just not life. That's not the way that life works. So just your perspective is gonna be totally different. So I hope that helped you guys. Like, I hope that helped with the perspective of like what this relationship is gonna look like in reunion. And I'm starting to use that vocabulary, in reunion, just because union is always there, right? So that first initial meeting I've called union. That first initial meeting with your twin flame is called union, but the actual coming back together after separation, we're just gonna call that reunion, just for the sake of vocabulary. So yeah, so that's it. I am also, you guys knew I was in Mexico last week. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Cancun, Riviera Maya, amazing. It's my third time in that region. Last time I was there was in 2012, but I took the opportunity to actually work on my twin flame book. So I'm over a fourth through the twin flame book, and I'm super duper excited. I love it. It's just unfolding so beautifully, and I'm really excited to bring it out to you guys. I'm hoping to finish writing by the end of July. It usually takes about 4 to 6 weeks through publishing. I'm independently publishing this one. I'm not using my publisher. If you guys know anything about traditional publishing with a publisher, which I have 2 of my books that are, it actually takes 18 months. So it's a very long turnaround. It's a long process. But yeah, so I'll bring that out in paperback, on Kindle, and on Audible. I like recording all of my books on Audible. Okay, that being said, we are going to, and I don't know, it's really funny because I see the chats going by, but it seems to have stopped, and I'm not really sure why. But thank you so much for joining me. So I'm going to take some questions. You know, we have Super Chat going on, so that's just a good way to support this channel. And if I do see your name up on Super Chat, again, it doesn't have to be anything exorbitant, but I will pull an angel card for you. Just again, general reading. And if your question brings up a card, and for the rest of you watching, if that actually resonates with you, then that message is for you too. So that's the way I like to do this in a general reading on YouTube. Is like, if something resonates with you, it is for you, even if that original question didn't come from you. So I'm seeing, so Oliver St. Pierre is there, and I see Kitty Cat TF from Detroit. Oh, cool. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So do you guys have any questions as far as the twin flame journey, the twin flame perspective is concerned? Like, do you guys have anything that you'd love for me to talk about right now? Or do you have any questions that you would like to talk about? And so again, you're gonna put those in the chats, in the chat window, I guess. And I would love to answer those for you. So the other thing that I'm gonna do a video on this, and I'm a little bit behind on the videos only because I was away for a week and writing my book. So obviously it's a little bit hard to be recording when you're away. The cameras are just not the same. So, so the other thing that I really want to talk about, and this is going to be the upcoming video, I'll probably publish it tomorrow. It's on twin flames and sex. This is really a common misconception. For me personally, the comments that I've been having are like, you can have a twin flame and sex is not important. The collective that I personally channel are twin flame couples, are twin flame romantic couples. So that is the collective that I channel for. And I'm going to explain in this video why I believe the romantic aspect, the sexual aspect, is extremely important for the twin flame connection. Okay, so Renate asked, we live 4,000 miles apart. Will we ever get together? Okay, Renate, I'm going to actually pull a card for you. So let's just see what your angels have to say about that. You know, here's the thing about a twin flame connection is that distance is nothing for twin flame connections. Distance is nothing, and things can be worked out. Big obstacles are nothing. And I've said this in the last video that everything, all the obstacles that you and your twin have, you guys have actually worked it all out. You guys have already worked it out. So a lot of you have like tremendous obstacles between the two of you, and you've already worked it out. You've totally worked it out. Look at the card. Do you guys see that card? Just tell me if you see it. For Renata, this is the Magician card. This is amazing. Number 1 about manifestation. This is Archangel Raziel. Archangel Raziel is the archangel of the past, of past lives. Archangel Raziel is the archangel of just kind of like clearing out past karma. And in this case, we're talking about the Magician. We're talking about infinite possibilities and unbounded creativity. Infinite possibilities. So there you go. So if this resonates with you, if you're in a long distance twin flame relationship, if it resonates with you, I think this is pretty darn clear as an answer, as the Magician is like infinite possibilities, right? Infinite possibilities, unbounded creativity. So yeah, I mean, that does it right there. Okay, let's talk about, Tony is talking about ghosting. We did talk about this in a previous video, talking about ghosting. So here's the thing, you guys. Separation happens for a reason. Okay, separation absolutely positively happens for a reason. As painful as it seems, as painful as it is, it happens for a reason. So you have a lot to learn in this trajectory and getting to higher states of consciousness or ascension into the fifth dimension. And your twin has a lot to learn in this journey and ascension and moving into the fifth dimension. So the ghosting, even though it's kind of abusive in a way, meaning like it's this passive aggressive abusiveness. It's like this, I don't want to be honest with you. I don't want to be honest with myself. So instead of saying to you, I need my space, I'm just going to ignore you. And it's just a really, really immature way of dealing with things. So it's like, if your twin flame is ghosting you, it's just that they don't know how to vocalize, I just need my space. I need time to grow. I need time to expand. I need time to learn. I need time to get over this karmic relationship. So that's really what it is. It's not that they're intentionally hurting you. It's that they can't get over their own stuff and they can't get honest with themselves. They can't get honest with you enough to be able to say that to you. So I hope that helped. My twin flame believes we have more than one twin flame. Okay, here's the dealio. I don't believe that's true. It might be possible. Like I said, I mean, I believe in infinite possibilities, meaning like God is infinite. God is omniscient, omnipotent, powerful. What I channel, I'm just going to tell you what I channel. I'm not going to say you what's right, tell you what's right and what's wrong. I'm not going to tell you that. I believe we have a lot of people in our soul group. We have a lot of people in our soul group, including soulmates, including karmic relationships. Those are the people that are helping us get over our past karma. Those are people that are helping us get over things that, and us in turn are helping them, right? So those are just karmic things that we need to work out. That's karmic debts that need to be repaid. And we have a lot of people in our soul group. So we have a lot of people that are soulmates, not necessarily lovers, not necessarily romantic interests. They could be. But in our soul group, we have a lot of people that are going to help our souls ascend, okay? Those people that help our souls ascend can actually look like twin flames. And I'm sure you guys have heard the term false twin flames. And it's a twin flame imposter, so to speak, which is really like a soulmate relationship that can look a lot like a twin flame relationship. Now, here's the thing, guys. I don't like getting caught up in vocabulary and terms. I really don't like getting caught up in that because it's a rabbit hole that's easy to get caught up in when we really get stuck on labels. And I think I even published a video on like letting go of the labels. But as far as the sanctity of these two souls being split and the sanctity of having these two souls merged together, it's only one. There's only one. And I mean, and so I am, like I always say in all my videos, I was raised Christian. I'm a practicing Christian. I know my Bible. And like when you look at like certain chapters in the Bible, like Ephesians, when it talks about marriage, when it talks about sanctity of marriage, when it talks about two souls becoming one, it's that sanctity that I believe that God wants. So meaning that the souls were split for a purpose, they need to come back together for a purpose. And when you really understand the dynamic, the yin-yang dynamic, it's like the powerfulness of having those split souls, the soul that is split in two coming back into unity, that is the blessing in this. So to have more than one, it just doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't make logical sense, nor does it seem to resonate with what I channel. So that's it. Okay. So let's see. How would you get, so Agnes is saying, how would you get a twin flame who's not spiritual at all to recognize the connection? Okay, I'm looking at so funny. I'm looking at Oliver's comment. Oliver, if you have a question, could you like make it more clear, please? Because I don't know, it must have been mistyped. So I just want to say that I want to address what you wrote. It seems it needs to be like typed again. Okay, so so here's the thing is that your twin flame, when they are ready to reach higher spiritual awareness, they will reach higher spiritual awareness. There's essentially nothing that you can do to get them to reach higher spiritual awareness. Now, one way, because you guys are in a dynamic together, one way that you can help them is by helping yourself reach higher states of consciousness, help yourself reach higher states of awareness. And by working on your own spirituality, because you guys are a dynamic, your twin flame can only move into higher states of consciousness as well. So there you go. What does it mean? So SRK Khan 774 says, what does it mean if the chaser has lost interest or doesn't want to think about their twin flame runner anymore? It doesn't mean anything. Okay, so no, there are a couple answers to that. The couple answers are, one, you're just moving on with your life, and when your twin flame comes back around, your twin flame's gonna come back around. That's pretty much it. It's a question of maturity. It's a question of just reaching that level of maturity that says, all right, you know, like, okay, they're running now. I'll just hang about and just wait till they come back, whatever. That's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is that you've done enough internal work, and this is actually what happened to me. I did a lot of internal work. I did a lot of external work. I did a lot of spiritual, like counseling, meditation, like all of that jazz. Like I did a lot of spiritual work that brought me through to actually loving myself in a way that brought me wholeness. And once I reached that state of loving myself to the point that brought me wholeness, I was able to let go, and I was able to let go of that obsession. And I think more the question that you might be asking for SR Con 774, well, the question you might be asking is, what if the obsession has gone away? And so usually that obsession goes away when you're really truly loving yourself, when you're really truly holding on to your personal power. And it's not in spite of your twin flame. It's not in spite of that person. It's just that you've grown spiritually to a level at which you don't need that. Like, you don't need the drama, you don't need the obsession. And so you're willing and ready to let it go. But that doesn't mean you're really letting go of your twin, because you can never really let go of your twin, because your twin is always with you. So I hope that answered. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, the obsession is a big part of this journey. Would everyone agree with that? Would everyone agree that the obsession is actually a part of this journey? It's totally part of the journey. It's crazy part of the journey. It does go away. It does go away. When you reach that level of ascension, I never thought it would go away. Totally never, ever, 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 ever thought it would go away. It does go away. It actually does. But that does not mean that I don't love my twin. Like, that does not mean it at all. That does not mean that I don't respect him. That does not mean that I don't want to be with him. That absolutely does not mean that. It just means that I'm fulfilled and whole, knowing that he's always with me, even if he's not with me physically. So when I went to Mexico, and a lot of you know, I went to Mexico by myself. When I went to Mexico, it was this overwhelming feeling of peace and serenity. I was by myself, but it was this overwhelming feeling of peace that I had never, ever, ever encountered, that I never had. Because a lot of times when we're alone, or we make the choice to be alone, a lot of times we're always wondering, when will I meet this another person? Or why am I not with a person? Or we have all that constant chatter that's going on in our heads, and we rarely experience peace. But about maybe a month before, maybe 3 to 4 weeks before I left for my trip, I had already experienced that sense of peace. And so on this trip, I was like totally peaceful. And so it was a testimony to the fact that it is possible to be able to let go of that obsession when you focus on loving yourself and just giving yourself everything that you need, meaning, like, don't withhold from yourself because you're waiting for your twin. Don't withhold from yourself and saying, like, I'm not going to do A, B, C, or D until I can do those things with my twin. Don't withhold anything good from yourself. So Emily says, I love myself, thus I love my twin. Of course. Yes. And Kat says, I just want to hug him all the time. I know, I want to hug mine all the time too. That's absolutely the truth. That is absolutely the truth. Okay, so Morella Cifelli says, what does it feel like when you have an energy merge with your twin? So Morella may have heard this in another video, because I do talk about this. Oh, let me just say, okay, it's the full moon, you guys. It is the full moon. Do you guys realize this? And it's called the black full moon, or the dark full moon, which is crazy, with a partial lunar eclipse that actually happened earlier today, Pacific time. So it was really funny. This full moon energy is a little bit crazy. So yesterday I was talking to Morella, I will answer your question, but yesterday I was talking with my best friend, who happens to be a soulmate. I was talking with my best friend, and he said something about my twin flame. Now, it wasn't really negative. It was just kind of like a commentary. And I've never reacted like this, you guys, ever. And I reacted like I snapped at him. I was like, don't talk about him. Like, it was almost like this crazy protection of him. And it was so crazy, because that's like, yeah, of course I want to protect him, but that has never happened. A knee-jerk reaction response like that has never, ever, ever, ever happened. I was like, whoa, where's that coming from? It's this weird full moon energy. So what does it feel like, the energetic merge with your twin? What does it actually feel like? So Jennifer wants me to pull a card. Jennifer, I will pull I will pull a card in just a minute, okay? So Jennifer, tell me his name, please, okay? If you can, if you're able to tell me his name. Okay, so I had an energy merge with my twin March 20th, 2019 at that full moon. It was the most bizarre experience ever. I can't give you guys the full details of what happened online, but it was remote, so meaning I wasn't actually physically with him. He was in close proximity to me, but I was not physically with him. And I was meditating, and for like 15 minutes, and all of a sudden I felt this total merging with him, like we were one. And it was just like this sense of peacefulness, like we are one and that he can never leave me. Like it was, and like I am him and he is me. And that was the total feeling. That is the only way I can describe it. Since then, a lot of magical things have happened. And it was funny because my angels had actually predicted that we would be in union on that day or near that day. And I was thinking 3D union, but it was actually 5D union, even though we're always there. But I think it's the cognizance and the recognition of that's where we're at. So there is a sense of peacefulness that comes with energy merging with your twin. And there's a sense of openness, meaning like I had a lot more access to his energy, and I have a lot more access to his thoughts, his feelings, like his higher self. And so that was like super duper cool. So Jennifer, okay, Gabrielle. Ooh, angel name. Okay. So I'm going to pull a card for Jennifer and Gabrielle. Okay. Okay. You're welcome, Marilla. All right, this, let me, I'm gonna actually pull another. Okay, so Jennifer. Gabrielle might actually be a karmic partner and or soulmate partner. Here's why. I got the Page of Ariel, which is a learning and growing card. And I got the Wheel, which is actually a karmic card. This is about karmic lessons that you need to learn. Now, again, it doesn't make it bad. It doesn't make it wrong. It doesn't make it awful. It doesn't make it any of those things. And so that's why I'd like to get away from the vocabulary. That's why I like to get away from that vocabulary. So this relationship, Jennifer, is about learning and growing, which all relationships give to us. He just may not be your twin. He actually may be more of a karmic partner. So yeah, so that is it. Hello, Cheryl. Okay, so it's Ra, I think. Ra says, does my twin flame feel this connection? Yes, your twin flame does feel the connection. Whether or not they feel it real time is another story, because you have to remember that a lot of things are happening in the 5D, so that the delay, the trickle down effect to the 3D, there might be an actual delay. So does that make sense? Love you, Cheryl and Jeff. Okay, so Kat says, can you pull a card for me, please? So I'm just going to pull a card for Kat. And this is going to be, Kat, this is more going to be for your personal power, okay? This is going to be for your personal power. Hi, Kat. You could not have gotten a better card. This is, now are you guys seeing, can you see these cards? Because honestly, I don't know if I'm holding it up properly so you guys can see it. Do you see? Okay. Thank you, Cheryl. Okay. Okay, so 9 of Raphael. This is the wishes come true card. It's a deeply emotional card too. So it's like rubbing your little genie lamp, and it means that your wishes are going to come true. So you're in a really, really, really good place right now, Kat. So no worries. No worries. Which book do you have, Cheryl? Do you have the Chakra Healing for Vibrant Energy card book? I'd be interested in knowing. Thank you for carrying my book. I love that. Ellie would like me to pull a card for her as well. Okay, Ellie. Let's see what's in it for your personal power. Oh, okay. So Cheryl has the chakra healing. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So Ellie, let's see. Let's see where your energy is at. Thank you, Nicholas, for telling me you see the cards, because honestly, like on the screen, because I can't see my own screen at all. All I can see is the chat. So, okay, Ellie. Whoa, whoa. There's a lot of strong energy here today, you guys. There's tons and tons and tons of strong energy. That's amazing. You guys are living in your personal power. This is totally, totally, totally amazing. Okay. So King of Ariel is like the greatest card, if you will. It's a great card. So this means that for your personal power, you are in a time of manifestation. You are in a time of abundance. This is like having the card of having the Midas touch. You're living like a king, meaning like you're living in that energy. You're living in that higher state. You're living in that energy. So great, actually great, 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 great. Like this is a wonderful, actually, it's really funny. I actually got this card this morning. I think I know why. Not necessarily having, well, yeah, having to do with abundance and money and manifestation of desires, but it also had to do with something else. But this is a great one. So I hope, yeah, I hope that, I hope that was good for you. Okay. Jennifer says, thank you so much. Okay, does that mean I'm not? No, it does not mean you're not a twin flame, Jennifer. It just means that this person may be a preparatory phase for you guys to, for you to meet a twin flame. I'll tell you a little bit about I've talked about my journey a little bit. So my best friend, his name is Eric. My best friend was my romantic partner for 5 years, 5.5 years. We are best friends now. We've always been really good friends. So it's that being in a relationship didn't change anything. We went through hell and back together. He is a recovering alcoholic now. He was an actively drinking alcoholic and addict while we were together. We were in an extremely codependent relationship, in a destructive codependent relationship at that. I was a crazy control freak during the whole process because I didn't understand what was happening. So I believe that that relationship, even though it wasn't my twin flame relationship, that relationship prepared me for being with my twin. Not that my twin is an alcoholic, because he's not, but it's just that the hardship that I had to go through, the tenacity, like walking through those flames and like enduring what I endured for so long was necessary. It was like building my spiritual muscles. I had to build my spiritual muscles in order to reach the states of awareness that I had in order to be able to meet my twin. Does that make sense? So that might be the reason why you're in this karmic relationship now. Okay, so let's see. The comments are going by really, 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 really fast. So Okay, I'm going to say something. Oh, so Jay Malachi. Okay, Jay Malachi says, what is my twin afraid of? Let's see where your twin is at. What is your twin afraid of? Okay. Ha! Okay, tower moments. Tower moments. Tower moments. I mean, this literally happens when, okay, so 16 is a karmic number, okay? There's a lot of karmic things happening with your twin. It means that, okay, so this happens. So these tower moments happen, and you see this right here. This happens when you don't make the changes you need to take. Like, life will give you little nudges. Life is going to say, hey, you need to make the change. Hey, you need to make the change. You might like have all these signs going around you, and you're still not making those changes because you don't want to. You're comfortable where you're at, or you're afraid to make those changes. So the tower moments come when your angels give you a little push. Heaven gives you a little push, and they're saying, you're going to make those changes. So for the person that I read this for, and for anyone else this resonates with, your twin is afraid of going through the changes that they need to make in order to reach higher states of consciousness, to reach higher levels of consciousness. And that's what's actually happening. So yeah, so that is that. Okay, we have talked about whether or not you know if this person is your twin, okay? I want you guys to do some homework. So I want you guys to start meditating daily. You're going to start by meditating 5-10 minutes a day, twice a day, whenever you can. And just feel your body, feel your heart. Once you're doing that, bring to mind this person who you want to know is your twin flame or not. Your heart knows the truth. So your intuition knows the truth. Nothing else can confirm or deny or tell you differently. You know, okay? You know on the inside of you whether or not this person is your twin. So just start to learn to trust your intuition. Awesome. Okay, so Deepak and Oprah have these guided meditations. Yeah, did you guys know that I used to work with Deepak Chopra? I used to work for the Chopra Center, doing events with Deepak Chopra. And that's kind of funny. So yeah, Chopra and Oprah do these 21-day guided meditations together. I'm actually on the Chopra website too. I used to write a ton of articles for Chopra lifestyle. So if you look me up under Michelle Fondin Chopra Center, you'll see all my articles. Yeah. So Lindsay says, can you please let me know where my twin is on the journey? Okay, so Lindsay, what's your twin's name? What is your twin's name? Tell me. Lindsay, it's okay. So Lindsay, if you don't get that message right away, it's okay. So Lindsay, where is Lindsay's twin at? Okay, Justin, where's Justin at? Okay, here we go. Justin is balancing. The 2 of Ariel is about balancing or trying to juggle too many things at once. Trying to juggle too many things at once. It can indicate being overworked. It can indicate having multiple jobs and multiple responsibilities. It can indicate not finding balance in life. It could mean work-life balance, or it could mean a relationship balance, or it could, it could mean a number of things. So that's really that's really where your twin is at right now, is just juggling too many things. And so probably not having time to think about this connection with you. So there you go. Rainbow says she lives close to the Chopra Center. Hi, Rainbow. Yeah, I used to go there a lot. And actually, when I did events with him, I did them sometimes in Carlsbad and then sometimes in other locations. But it was a short duration, but I'm actually certified I teach the Chopra meditation. I teach Chopra Center yoga and the Ayurvedic course. Okay, so let's see. I'm just looking to see where I see. Okay, so Morella would like to know where her twin flame is on this journey. And his name is Morris. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. Okay. I love this because a lot of the twins right now, they're juggling a lot. They're totally juggling a lot. Thank you so much, Cheryl. So this is a justice card. The justice card is all about balance, right? It's about balancing things. It's also about justice and truth, like revealing truth. It's about maybe your twin is having some legal issues as well. So it could indicate balancing something legal, whether it's a divorce or a traffic ticket or a DUI or just something. I'm not speculating. I'm just giving you suggestions of what it might be. So, so it seems like, again, the twin flames that you guys are asking about, and if this resonates with you, then it probably is true for your twin too, is that they are juggling a lot and trying to find balance. That just seems to be the recurring theme today. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for supporting my channel, and I love you too. So you can use Super Chat to donate to the channel. Yes, and thank you. I really super duper duper appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, if you want to donate what you want, most definitely. And for those of you that want personalized readings, I do personalized readings as well. A 45-minute reading is $95 and a 90-minute reading is $175. And you would just email me to schedule those, michellefondinauthor@gmail.com. So right now, my website is actually in the midst of a kind of transforming. I've got to change hosting, and I'm trying to get someone to redo my whole website. So yeah. Also, thank you so much, Cheryl. Thanks. Yeah, Cheryl and I had a reading. It was 2 weeks ago. So another thing that I am going to be doing in September, so once I finish my book and it's out there and published, what I really want to do is I want to do live events. And so not YouTube live, but an actual live event, like a 2 to 3 hour seminar where we're doing some meditation, we're doing some affirmations, some positive vibes, helping to raise the consciousness of the twin flame community and helping us get closer to union. So like a 2 to 3 hour event. And I live in the LA area, so sorry guys, it's going to be in the Los Angeles area. Okay. Let's see. Okay, hold on just 1 second. Here is the other thing. Let me just say to you, a lot of you are actually concerned and worried. And you know, I'm gonna give my own personal example, okay? I'm gonna give my personal example of my sister, who's actually on a twin flame journey too. And she said, hold on, I'm gonna type this. Yeah, so michellefondinauthor@gmail.com. I want to make sure you guys know the email. Okay, so she did something with her twin, and she said, I think I ruined everything. I think I ruined things between us. And I said to her, you know what? You can't really ruin things between you and your twin. It just doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen because every obstacle that's between you and your twin, you guys have already worked out. So you guys have already worked out everything, every obstacle, every setback, everything you could possibly have between the two of you, you've already worked out. And so there are no surprises to God. You think you're going to surprise God by sending a text message, or you think you're going to surprise God by telling them off or saying something or sleeping with somebody else? Like, it's not going to happen, you guys. It's absolutely not going to happen. It's like, it might delay the process. It might prolong the process. It might take you in a different direction, but it's going to take you back. Okay. So just know that there's not anything that you could possibly do that's going to ruin this twin flame connection. You just can't. You guys are always connected. So just know that. Okay. All right. So we've got 12 more minutes, guys. If you have questions, please shout them out. And remember, the chat goes by pretty fast. So if I'm not seeing your comment or question, it's because it's going by pretty darn fast. Okay, goosebumps and tingling sensation. All right. That is actually a byproduct of connection to your twin, and it's a byproduct of ascension as well. So oh my gosh, I'm just having this flashback. I actually do feel like tingling sensations, and they're called angel bumps too. So a lot of times when you feel that it's regarding your twin or something like that, sometimes your angels are just trying to give you a little heads up of like, you're going in the right direction, or this is the correct thing to do with your twin, or it's your twin's energy bringing you that sensation. So one time when I was sitting with my twin, and it was really weird because I'm always, always, always cold. So one time when I was sitting with my twin, I just started like having a hot flash, which I don't have hot flashes. I don't think I'm that old enough to have hot flashes yet. But I started having that, and then I realized that it was his energy. It was his energy that was like coming forward and giving me that. And so, like since then, a lot of that has happened. So you will either get like hot flashes, or you will get the chills, or you'll get the goosebumps. And actually, one time he even said to me, we were just talking, and I wasn't saying anything in particular. I wasn't even like, it wasn't anything important, but I was just kind of like smiling at him. And he goes like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what am I doing? What? He goes, yeah, I've got goosebumps. I'm like, aha. So yeah, that does absolutely happen. Yeah. So Ray Valdez wants a reading. So Ray, we're going to pull a card for you. Ray, this is going to be for your own personal power. Okay. Aw. All right, Ray. It's time to let go of something. You've got the 13 card, Archangel Azrael. This is like the death card in traditional tarot. And it's not like alarming, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. No, it's not that. It is more of death of something to bring about a new beginning of something else. So in order to start something new, we have to end something else. Which is really funny because as we are nearing the end of the hour, we are in a full moon phase, which is about dispelling darkness. So it could just mean that you're letting go of your old self in order to bring in your new self. It could be that you're letting go of old relationships, situations, circumstances, and events that no longer serve you. So really that is what that's about. It's not necessarily about like, oh my gosh, it's a bad omen. It's something very, very bad. It's not that. And I want you guys to keep that in mind, that if there's something during this full moon phase that you really need to let go of, and you know, like in your heart of hearts, you know that this is something you need to let go of, and you've been meaning to let go of it, and it's something you absolutely need to do, just go ahead with it. Like, jump off that cliff. Like, let go. And you'll find that it gets so much easier. It's almost like taking the first step in order to let go of something that's no longer serving you is the hardest thing to do. But once you let it go, it becomes so much easier. So, okay, this is a really, really good question, Dawn. Dawn says, Michelle, what should you do if you're lonely and you really want a relationship in your life, but your twin is just not showing up in that way? Okay, I have got a twofold answer for you, Dawn, okay? The first, and this is for everybody, okay? Everybody needs to hear this because I know where you're at and I know where I was at. Totally know. So the first part of that answer is check in with yourself, Dawn. Check in with yourself to make sure that the need and the longing to have somebody is not filling a void. So it's not like I'm really lonely and I really need someone, and so I'm trying to fill that void. Make sure it's not that. Make sure that if you do want someone, that it's more like I feel whole in myself. I feel like I've totally healed. I feel totally at peace with myself, and I can go on a damn vacation with myself and feel totally peaceful. If you're in that state, it means that you've matured spiritually enough and that you've ascended enough that you can enter into a karmic or soulmate relationship, and one will just show up for you. One will just show on up. You don't even have to go looking for it. It'll just show up. Because if you're a divine feminine, you're living your feminine energy, guys are going to be like a magnet to you. It's been like, since I have been in this quiet space for the past like 4 weeks, like since I've been in this quiet space, guys are literally coming out of the woodwork. It's just like, they're just showing up. It's like, hello. It's been the most bizarre, not that that doesn't happen. It's just like, I'm not actively doing anything. And so it's just happening because I'm in this really good place. I'm in this sense of peace. I'm in this really great place right now. So, so I would say mitigate that, like mitigate whether or not it is because I'm feeling crappy and really lonely and I just need someone, or is it because I'm feeling whole and it would be nice to have in the interim while my twin is like still pondering this thing. So I hope that helped. So we've got about 6 more minutes. Okay, let's talk about, everyone's talking about heart palpitations, you guys. I've talked about this before, okay? My twin and I communicate a lot through heart palpitations, honestly. I can know if he's thinking about me. I can know if he is wanting to reach out to me. I can know if he's dreaming about me through my heart palpitations. And seriously, I always knew this was part of our connection, and it's part of a twin flame connection in general. But there was maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, right before like the peacefulness set in, with that a little bit of that obsession. But there was still that moment where I was like, man, I hope this is nothing medical, but I just knew it wasn't. Like I had this inner knowing that it absolutely wasn't, and that it was just my twin. And so interestingly enough, when I was in Mexico, I didn't feel my twin's energy that much, and it was kind of it was a little bit of a nice respite because I didn't have any of the heart palpitations that I usually have when he's in closer proximity to me. So it was kind of cool. But yes, that's totally, 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 totally normal. You guys, you know that. Okay, so how does Hexico says, Hexico, sorry, says, how does telepathy work? Okay. This is hard to, if you don't know the experience, it's a little bit hard to explain. For us, for my twin flame and for us, it works in the 5D, and it usually works that he has something to say to me, like his higher self has something to say to me, and I will usually write it down. So I'll usually like jot it down and I'll journal it down, and that's usually the way I'm receiving it. Sometimes it happens through things like heart palpitations. Sometimes it happens through, and I don't know, you guys can probably resonate with this. Sometimes it happens through him waking me up in the middle of the night. Like literally I'll wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. and like I can feel his energy, and I'll just be like, come on, could you just like, please, like say what you need to say to me and then let me sleep because I need to go back to sleep. So just things like that. But also because we're really, I mean, everybody is connected, but I think I'm more aware of our connection than he is, but I think because we're both really super duper connected, and kind of have that awareness of our connection, is that a lot of times, like I'll know what he's gonna say to me, and then like later on he'll say it to me. So it's kind of like I've already gotten the message before he actually physically says it. So yeah, so that's how it happens. Yeah, so like the telepathy can be super duper intense. And then it's kind of cool. Like it really doesn't freak me out at all. Like it totally does not freak me out. We had telepathy from our first meeting, actually. We like literally the very first conversation that we absolutely had, it was telepathic because I had actually mirrored back to him in the verbal something that he had said to himself that morning. And so, and like I had never even, like I didn't know him, so there's no way. But that's how I knew there was like something there, and I think he knew there was something there because of that. So we are rounding out on our last couple of minutes, and I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really do. Like, this is like amazing. It's amazing that there's so much interest in this topic. It's amazing that there's so much community that's developing here. I'm just like so grateful to have you guys here, and I'm really grateful for you guys to continue watching these videos and participating in the community. I would love to see you guys in LA again, probably around September for a live event. That would be totally, totally amazing. And also, I will probably be doing pre-orders for my book in August. So we'll do pre-orders, and it's going to work a little bit differently. It'll always be available on Amazon once it's published, but we'll do pre-orders so you guys can have a signed copy of the book, and I can just mail that out to you as soon as I get copies, probably end of August. Again, if you're interested in a reading, a personalized reading, please email me at michellefondinauthor@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I love you oh so much. You guys are amazing, and you're awesome, and you're beautiful, and just stay in your personal power and don't let anything get you down. Like, honestly, don't let anything get you down. Reunion is coming. And I'm so glad you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed. Keep posting comments, and you can even post comments once the video is posted on whether or not you guys liked the pulling of the angel cards. I just thought that was like, you know, something pretty cool to do for you guys. And thank you. I love you guys oh so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye.